Hello, my absolutely delicious, beautiful people. Today I've taken you outside because I think it's so important to be outside as much as possible, even if it's pouring with rain. You know, we're made to feel so afraid of everything in nature. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, we mustn't throw snowballs. Oh, we mustn't go outside because it's wet play. This is nonsense. We need to immerse ourselves in nature. And the more we can do it, the more it boosts serotonin, happiness and confidence. Eating tons of chocolate, no dimples on your thighs. You know the drill. So I want to combine, because I've had a lot of emails recently about people suffering emotional pain, mental pain, physical pain, chronic pain. And a lot of the reasons behind this is stress. Because our cells, our 37.2 trillion cells, well, guess what? They carry memory. There we are. You thought that was just in your head, didn't you? So did I for ages, and then I was trained on a different course. And I learned that the memory, the cells carry memory, just like your water does. So our water is 75% of who we are if we're adults, 99% when we're babies, 90% when we're little. So, and then we've got all these cells which are also carrying memory around. So if we're in continual pain, our cells day and night are telling us we're in pain. So that puts us in what's called fight, flight or freeze. So even when we think we're resting, we're probably just dropped on that scale of 1 to 10. When we're sleeping, we're probably just on a 3 or 4, which is why we then get interrupted sleep, or we can't sleep, or we wake up and can't get back to sleep, all of that. So when we do meditations, get ready for this, the latest scientific research from Japan, thank you Japan, is that if you have 40 minutes of deep meditation, guess what? This is amazing, especially for someone like me. It's the equivalent of 8 hours deep sleep, where all your cells are regenerating as they're meant to do, and you're in that rest and relax parasympathetic system. So because I don't get a lot of sleep, this is wonderful for me. So if you can get out in nature, even better. And I don't mind sharing this with you, even if you think I'm a bit of a weirdo. I will come out at night sometimes and I will lie down on my garden table on my decking, because it's quite long, because I've got lots of children. So my table's really long. Not that I'm long, I'm only 5'4". But anyway, I bring a blanket, I wrap up on my garden table under the stars, and I will do a meditation. And you can access them freely on YouTube. You can access them through me, you know, and that's free on here. So, you know, it doesn't need to cost you a fortune. So what I like to do when I do meditations, because it actually takes the endocrine system, which regulates your hormones, it takes it out of fight or flight and brings it down to that parasympathetic, meaning rest, relax, learning, refreshing, all of that, the state we should be in as human beings. We were not meant to be in this high alert all the time. Now we are. This fight or flight was designed as a set of brakes. If you imagine being a car, it's like, you know, your car alarm going off, or slamming the brakes on. We shouldn't be on that state all the time. We should be cruising with a speed set on your little thing, whatever how that works in a car, you know, and then you can just cruise along. That's how we're meant to be if we were cars. So as human beings, we're meant to just be rolling along in life, and then occasionally we have the brakes slam on because something has happened. But unfortunately, a lot of us, and this was tested through heart variability testing for many, many years, 90% of the people who said they were under no physiological stress, they were. So when we do meditation, it drops us from that busy, chattery place in our heads. You can imagine what a racket's going on in mine. And it drops you to your heart. And we're meant to be very heart-centered as well as human beings. You know, this is all part of who we are. And the heart is the control mechanism to health. So if we've got the happy hormones and coping chemicals bombing around, and our hearts are feeling nice and shiny and happy, we're well, because we're in that lovely parasympathetic state, you know. So what I like to do when let me tell you another do a meditation, it actually affects the human growth hormone that gets triggered and bombs around your body, helps you grow well. But it boosts memory, focus, learning, concentration, productivity, self-esteem, happiness, floods you with serotonin, happiness and confidence, floods you with oxytocin, love and nurture, endorphins, pain relief. Yes, get in there. And dopamine, productivity, motivation, clear thinking, good judgment, being able to see things from a different viewpoint. All these things help us in life skills, help us be calm. And also, because stress hugely impacts on the thyroid, believe it or not, when you meditate, this hugely helps the thyroid. And if our thyroid is really under stress, it can become underactive, overactive, and lead to all sorts of weight issues, eating disorders. So everything, our bodies, our minds are huge in how our bodies are and how we're feeling. So I'm going to take you on a beautiful meditation today, a little bit like the ones I do for, well, actually I don't just do it for children, I do them for adults too. And the reason I'm going to involve a little bit of sound today is because, as you know from previous videos, we are made of 75% water, and if you're a baby, 99%, and as you're a toddler and growing up, 90%. And water also carries memory and affects how we are. So when I combine sound, not only does it wrap the person up in the most delicious, sensory, sensational bath of sound and meditation, it actually drops them down from that busy beta level down to alpha, down to theta, honestly. Theta, I need a cup of coffee. Theta, and if you're really lucky, delta. And this also gives those 37.2 trillion cells and all our water a massive good car wash, and you are shiny inside and out, ready to face anything because you've got that focus and perspective. Oh my God, I just love it so much. I wish you could feel me through your screen, my joy in sharing this. And it's just so beautiful to be able to help. So if somebody doesn't like touch, use sound, use meditation, mindfulness, wrap them up, make them feel gorgeous, because it works. And the other thing is, when you introduce sound, if I've got at my Rainbow Kids groups, and I know I've got 1 or 2 kids with ADHD or autism, or kids that find it really hard to drop from that busy 100-mile-an-hour pace in their heads, million miles an hour in my case, down to the more theta level, and they're going to find it hard to engage with imagining, because that's what meditation is. It's imagining and being mindful in that imagination. If you can imagine your front door, you can imagine a story. So when I use sound, that actually embeds it, and the kids love it. They love it. You would never know at times that I have 14 children or 15 children in my therapy chalet behind me here. The parents arrive and think we've all run off because they're in a deep state of bliss, because the sound and my words just transport them to this immersive, sensory, sensational, huge car wash, inside and out. And everybody loves having a story told to them. And you can use anything around you. I've got Tibetan bowls and ocean drums, and I've built this up over time because some of these things are not cheap. So, you have to build up. But use what's around you. I've taken children on a nature meditation before, and I've just picked up a bowl of leaves on my way into the school, and I crunched them in the bowl and take them on a little forest walk. You can knock on wood. You can run a tap if you've taken them to a beautiful waterfall. I've even at times taken a food blender in my work bag. I know this sounds really weird, but that was because I knew I wanted to do a rocket meditation and do a bit of time travel, so we needed to take off in our rockets. So it helps put people inside the words. So if you've got dyslexia and you've got this big barrier about words, this helps you to enjoy words, to feel them inside you right here in your tummy. I've got a few favourite words: flow, bash, things like that. You can feel these words, and when you implement it with sound, it grounds the kids in the stories and transports them. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go today, but I'm feeling something a little bit like, I know what we're going to do. Self-esteem. Now, if we're feeling good about ourselves, automatically that lowers pain, lowers stress. And how many of us actually really feel good about ourselves? Even if you know a giant, great, big, horrible bully at work, or a child that's, a bit stroppy, I'm not being horrible, or a bit arrogant, or they seem full of confidence, I bet you any money you like, when you peel back the layers of them, imagine they're like a little onion, and you're peeling back all their little layers, when you get to that delicious little bit in the middle, they're not feeling very delicious about themselves at all. They're feeling insecure, or they've been bullied before, or they felt squashed before, or they're frightened. A lot of people have a lot of fear. We always go from a place of love or fear. So I'm going to take you to a place of love, using what's around me. Okay? So, make yourselves comfortable. If you want to lie down on a garden table, do it. I can assure you it's lovely if you bring a pillow and your duvet. Beautiful. Best times to do meditation, morning and evening, because it promotes deep, restful sleep. But in the morning, it will also fire up those 37.2 trillion cells, which apparently we all have in our bodies. Please don't ask me who stood there and counted them all. So we're going to close our eyes. You can sit down, lie down. I really hope a motorbike doesn't go roaring up the hill. If it does, we'll flow with it. Don't worry. I'll probably talk with my hands, so if you close your eyes, that's always best. Or the other thing you could do is get a smell you really love. So for me, it would be something like lavender high alpine or neroli. That's a gorgeous one. Rosewood, a cuddle in a bottle. Don't use lavender if you've got epilepsy, because it can trigger fits. And what you could do, if you're not comfortable to close your eyes, because some people aren't, they want to feel in control of things, which is absolutely fine. Run with that for a while if that's what they need to do. But they could have a lovely smell on their hands and just cover their eyes, and they're getting all that smell, and they feel safe, because that in itself is very, very beautiful, because the eyes relate to the gut, where we hold on to a lot of fear. So you be comfortable in whichever way you want, and this is your meditation. So if you don't see exactly what I'm seeing, please don't worry. Let it be, because whatever you see is perfect for you. And if you fall asleep, which I wouldn't blame you for because I do talk a lot, you just need that deep healing. And the words and the sound will be going into your body and your brain anyway. It's not the way I was trained. Obviously, I was trained in meditation, but I like people, and this is only me, and it's up to you what you do, because you will make this your own. I like people to feel they can allow that ego bit, that middle bit, to be present, because for some people, they find that really, really hard, and then they think they can't meditate. So I say, let it be there, and if it wants to interfere a little bit, let it. It will soon go away. Because my body's really naughty, if I told my middle self to go away, it would just be doing high kicks and leaping around and just being a nightmare. So I think if I let it just be there, when I meditate, it goes quiet. This is why you're going to get me on film now, being quiet. Well, ish. So anyway, off we go. So if you, wherever you are, you could be on a beanbag, a chair, lying down, lying on the grass. Feel the ground beneath you. It's gorgeous. Wherever you are, so all ages, all abilities, all budgets, wherever you are, get comfortable and don't cross your legs if you can help it. Right, and if you just take in 3 deep mindful breaths, breathe to your tummies, breathe to your gut, that second brain, through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in all that peace and loveliness which is about to come your way, and blow out your stress. You might see it as a colour. Breathe into your tummies through your noses. blow away your worries and anxieties and your pain, whether that pain is emotional, physical, or mental. And just feel a beautiful light or a colour swirling down through your crown, filling up your faces, going deep in your eye sockets, which might be feeling a little bit achy, filling your face, filling your cheeks, filling your jaw, softening your jaw, softening your face. And now dropping into your necks and feeling your necks clear, the stress coming away from that thyroid, connecting thought to feeling, mind to body. Necks get so blocked up. It's where we speak our truth. So it's no wonder really. And then dropping down into your shoulders and feel them relax, whatever colour or light you're getting. Feel your shoulders relax. We often carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. You see it when people have got their shoulders up by their ears. I just want to go and give them a good old massage. But I'd look like a weirdo if I didn't know them and they were in a supermarket queue. So now just drop into your chests and your heart. Now this is really important because we're dropping into our heart space. The control mechanism to health, regulates stress, health, well-being. And fill your chest cavity, your whole rib cage with this beautiful light, this beautiful colour. Feel every single cell get softer, lighter, less dense, because we can get very packed and tight when we're tense and stressed for a long time or in pain, which is understandable. Just feel everything relax as you drop into your tummies, the gut, the second brain, where we hold on to anger, trauma, fear, dread, things we haven't processed, things we've sat on for years. It's all there, dense and tight. And imagine the light going in and swirling it in a way you're in control of and loosening everything so that light can pass down your hips and into your thighs. Feel your legs relax. Feel your knees relax. Your calves and your shins relax. Right down into your feet. The soles of your feet, the tops of your feet. And right to the end of every single one of your little tootsies. And now you feel beautiful and relaxed. And just focus on your breath. Don't try and change it, just be aware of the rise and fall of your breath. Like a beautiful, beautiful, the ebb and flow of the sea. Just focus on your breath. It's the ebb and flow of the waves rolling in. And you might imagine that you're actually, the ground beneath you or the chair beneath you has turned into sand. And you're actually lying in the most beautiful warming sunlight on the edge of the sea, on the edge of the ocean, just being aware of your breath, rising and falling. You can hear the waves gently rolling in. And you feel the sun warming your bodies. Filling you with a golden light. You might be the only person on this beach, or there might be someone with you. Might be someone you knew a long time ago, or someone in your present life. Might be an animal, could even be an energy. There are no belief systems, no doctrines. It's just you and what is coming from your mind and your heart. And as you open your eyes, you can see just at the other end of the beach a building. A beautiful, beautiful building. And this building can be exactly as you want it to be. It's your inner sanctuary. What colour is it? What shape is it? What does it look like? And in your mind, imagine standing up now and walking slowly across the soft sand towards this beautiful building. And you're standing in front of it. And there's the most gorgeous door. And it's ajar, as if this building has been waiting for you to go in. And you feel no fear at all. There might be some little steps, it doesn't matter if there aren't. And be aware of whether your door opens inwards or outwards. So you'll either push it or pull it open now and walk in. And you are now in your inner sanctuary. Now mine, for some reason, is round. It's white. It has a glass roof. And I can see stars. It's gone to night time for me, but if you're still in daytime and your building's completely different, go with it, because it's your sanctuary. But mine is a mass of stars through a glass roof, and I'm in a white building, and there are beams in the walls, and it's beautiful, very simple and womb-like, and amazingly, it's quiet, and there's a beautiful, beautiful, massive open fire at the end. But yours could have anything you want in it. It could have a lovely, cozy armchair. It could have furry rugs. It might not have any roof at all. It might not be any sort of traditional building. Just be. Just be in your room now and let it fill your heart. Look around you. Look around you and take it all in. Just take your time. Touch the walls. What floor is under your feet? Is there a floor? Is it soft, warm wood, cool stone, or lush carpet? How do you feel in your heart in this safe inner sanctuary on this beautiful beach? And in the corner of your sanctuary, you can see a big box. And you go over towards it. And there's a huge longing inside you to lift the lid, because you know this box contains all the things inside it that make you beautiful, that make you, you. Now, some of you might not be able to open the box, You might want to just sit and put your hands on it, and that's fine. This is your meditation, and you're in control. And if you're not ready to open the box, you can go back at a later time in exactly the way we've done it now, back to your inner sanctuary, and you can revisit it at any time, even if you do open your box, because more might be added, or you may have more courage. But for those of you who want to open your box, open it now. And look inside the box. Now for some of you it might just be misty. You might not be able to see. That's fine. Just sit with it. For some of you it might be photographs. Oh, I just got one. Oh my goodness. I've got a priest from when I was growing up. Lovely Father Marcellus. And it was around the time I was 14 and I was struggling to make my confirmation because I had so many questions. And Father Marcellus said, don't ever stop Juliana from questioning or being curious. It's what makes her beautiful. So I can see the word curious, and it's written on a piece of paper. For some of you, the words might be written on stones. Abundance. I've got abundance. My very first Reiki master teacher said to me, lovely Rosie, whatever situation you are in your life, Juliana, whether you've got a penny or a £1,000,000, live abundantly. I've got gratitude. I've got photographs of my Italian nonnas who I absolutely adored with all my heart. I've got my dad's dad. I've got my children. I've got a picture of a rainbow. I've got people laughing. So why have I got people laughing in my box? Whatever you get is perfect for you. But these are things that make you, you. And it might be really hard for some of you. And for some of you, it might have to be words that other people have written. It might be things from nature, because you love nature and it's where you're at your happiest. It might be a memory of a time when you felt really well, albeit mentally, emotionally or physically. It might be a ring or a precious stone or something beautiful somebody's given to you. It might be a letter. It might be a memory of something or someone or an event that has shaped you. Life doesn't make us. Life responds to us. And I've always told my children that. Never be a victim of life. Things happen to us all. And my life is a very interesting one. But you know what? I've used those cards from my little box in my inner sanctuary, and I've made ugliness beautiful. Well, I hope I have. I do try. Anyway, sit and look at your box. And even if all you're getting are colours coming out of your box, those are important. Let it be what it's meant to be for you. And then I want you to take that box and imagine it shrinking, 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 shrinking in your hands until it's the size of a little acorn. Because actually acorns contain great big oak trees. Or a bead, or whatever you want it to be, something tiny. And then in your mind, put your hands over your heart. the control mechanism to health, the little wheel that keeps that hormone system, that endocrine system flowing, keeps stress away, reminds us of who we are, away from who everybody else wants us to be and the billions of things we're juggling in our heads. Put this bead or acorn or special gem, whatever you've shrunk your box into, whichever size, and imagine your hands getting really, really warm. And they might actually do this, mine are boiling. And melt that box into your heart. And then turn in your imagination and start to come out of your inner sanctuary, soaking in this beautiful place of you, of who you are. Feel all the colours and all the pieces of who you are. Don't worry about what everybody else wants you to be or tells you you can't be. If they can't see your colours, they're just colourblind. And take one last look around this room and come out of your sanctuary, leaving the door ajar for visits in the future. This is a safe place and no one but you can go in. And then you gently find yourself back on the beach. And you lie down once more. And you feel the waves gently lapping at your toes as you lie down. And you just feel so much you. It's quite emotional to actually sit with you. Just to sit with you. The pure essence of you. And slowly you feel the ground, the sand beneath you. You feel it turning back into the grass you're lying on, or the table you're lying on, the bed, the chair you're sitting on. And just very gently and mindfully feel where you are. And to bring yourselves back, you might just want to bring that energy down, bring your mind back to connect with your body by squeezing your arms all the way down and squeezing your fingers and your hands. And absolutely in your own time, open your eyes. And if you take anything away from today, I'm actually going to be serious for once. I really want you to know that every single person is unique. We all have challenges, whatever our abilities or different abilities, but most of all, we have strengths, we have talents. We may not have even discovered all of those talents. I'm in my 40s and I'm still discovering mine, and I hope I still am in my 80s. I hope I am when I'm 100 and being really naughty still. I don't think I'll ever calm down. Just be you. Don't let anyone else ever define you. And if you have a dream, you hold on to that, because a dream is a goal with a plan. And if you only knew my story, you would feel from my heart to yours that this is so true. So take ownership of you. Sit with you today. Sit a little bit with you every day if you can. And be courageous. And love yourselves. I need to learn to do that more with me. But love yourselves. I haven't even met most of you and I love you. I really do. I really do. I mean that. And I love all the people who come through my doors and my courses and my sessions, and I love it. So go forward in life, blazing all your colours like a great big rainbow. And I shall see you soon. Bye-bye, my darlings.